you'll do is go to your home page, and sorry, I forgot to put it into this home page, so I'm going to need to go over here. Go to your lessons, and then it will be labeled as 227 covalent compounds. So that will be the assignment for today. And covalent compounds, we're going to focus mostly on the naming aspect. Sides 11, 12, and 14 have the questions. If you can please just review over what is or what are covalent compounds. So those are going to be up here, slide up to here's where we start the naming. So let me just go over really quickly what exactly a covalent compound is. I'm going to give a very brief overview. So remember, ionic compounds is between a metal and a nonmetal. Covalent compounds, however, are actually between a nonmetal and a nonmetal. Now, this could be more than one nonmetal technically. Like this could be technically 6 nonmetals bonded together covalently. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, but we're going to focus on mostly just 2 at the moment because that's the easiest to name. So what you'll use is these prefixes here on the right, or I'm sorry, on the left. And you see that there's mono, di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa. Those are all going to be the things that will help you name these compounds. So step 1, name the first element with its prefix. But if there's only one, don't use the prefix mono. If there's only one, don't use the prefix mono for the first element. Now the second element is with the prefix and then IDE. This one has no exceptions. So the only one that has exceptions is the mono for the very first one. We don't put, like, for example, this carbon, there's only one. We don't put monocarbon dioxide. We put carbon di-2-oxide. And then we already know about the oxide thing, like nitride, oxide, bromide, iodide, so on and so forth. Another example, HI is high, but it's also hydrogen monoiodide. So H is just one, but we don't use a prefix because it's the first one. I is iodine, but we switch it to iodide, and there's only one, so we use hydrogen monoiodide. Next, this one we have more than one in the beginning, 2 nitrogens, 3 oxygens. So 2 nitrogens is dinitrogen, 3 is trioxide, dinitrogen trioxide. So what you'll do is you'll name these ones to start. Then the other one is you're going to make your form the bond like we have been doing before. And this part is a little bit more challenging. Definitely recommend going over the tutorial first. So I'm going to actually click this and it's going to pop up the new one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to form bonds. And I'll go over the tutorial. It's a little bit challenging, but it's not, they give you hints. So if you really, really get stuck and don't know what you're doing, there are hints, options for you to be able to get the answer. So what you'll do is we're going to build molecule H2O, and we're going to drag an oxygen down and 2 hydrogens. You don't have to like drag it there. You can pretty much put it wherever. And we built a molecule there, H2O. Okay, CH2O. So now I'm going to do, this is a double bond, it says CO. We're only going to be doing single bonds though, just so you know. So don't worry about that too much. Why is it not connecting? There it is. there is your CH2O. I'm going to go return to main menu, and I'm going to show you the single bonds only. So I'm going to build methane to start. So for methane, I'm going to take out carbon 1, hydrogen 4 of them because it's CH4. Now you see where these like little blanks are here? You could easily just turn these and connect them to build your molecule. If you don't like something, then you can just take rid of the trash and start over. You can also break the bonds with the bond breaking energy. And if you need a hint, costs 5 points, that's fine, don't worry. Use the hint and it shows you the molecule to help it build it. And then you would just build from there. Going back to this assignment, you'll upload your screenshot and put true or false there. And then let's just go back to a couple. I'm going to do the first one and I'll do this first one on this one as well, just so we can understand how these are done. So we have P4S5. If we're looking at this, I see a 4 and a 5, and I see phosphorus and sulfur. So whenever I look here, I look at the 4, which is tetra, and then sulfur is 5, which is penta. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here tetra phosphorus space hold on, so would it be pensulfide or pentasulfide? It's about pentasulfide. Sometimes they are different where you have to do the like sometimes you don't include that, but you'll if that ever comes up, you can double check your work and see just by Googling it and figure out if that's correct. So tetraphosphorus pentasulfide is the first one, and it's 4 phosphorus, 5 sulfur. Much easier than the ones we've been doing before. Next one, antimony tribromide. Did I put a periodic table on this one? I didn't really. You know how to Google a periodic table if you need to. So let me go back here. I'm going to Google periodic table. My favorite one is that one. And I'm going to look up antimony because antimony is one of those ones that's kind of weird and we don't maybe know where it is. SB is antimony. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to type in SB, and there's only one because there's nothing else there. Tribromide. Bromine we know is Br. Tri means it is 3. So SbBr3. Okay, I believe you should be good now. What I'll say too is try your best to finish the transition metal compounds one that we were doing. So the transition metal compounds, I know that maybe some was a little bit more challenging. This is pretty easy. If it is a transition metal and a metal, which technically transition metals are metal, for example, manganese. Manganese is a transition metal, so pick that one instead of just metal. And we did most of these, I think, when we were together, so try and finish those up. And then those are just blank pages for you. If you're still having issues with this and are very confused, please just come to the win time or come to tutoring. I'm more than welcome. We're more than happy to help you out with any of that stuff, any questions you might have. This stuff isn't technically super easy, so I understand if it's a little challenging and you're having some trouble. All right, so I believe that's everything. If you have any questions, let me know. Those are the only 2 assignments. I'll link those into the assignment for tomorrow. And I'll even get a head start. I'm going to put up the assignment today for you, which is Wednesday, and just make sure that you have the opportunity to work at it at your own pace and get it done. All right, great. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week.